YouTubers, happy Homebrew Wednesday. What's better than having a homebrew with man's best friend? Having a brew biscuit. Today I'm going to show you guys how to use those wasted grains and maybe make a little money back. So grab a beer and get ready. This episode's gone to the dogs. I gotta go brush my teeth. Alright guys, we're going to throw some, make sure our work surface is clean. Throw out some flour. Grains. It's a good one to do with the kids too. You know, they want to mess around and help. Definitely something they can get their hands dirty with. For this recipe I used 8 cups of grains, 4 cups of flour, 2 cups of peanut butter, and 4 eggs. I took it off of a YouTube video I saw. I'll have to get you the young lady's name because she put together a really good video. So we'll end up doing a link below. Sprinkle some on the roller so it doesn't stick. And there you go. Roll away. These were grains that I had actually borrowed from Brian. So I'm a couple weeks away from brewing, and I didn't think about it last weekend when I did my small batch stuff. So I gave him a call and comes to the rescue yet again. You can see the eggshell in there. I took her advice and just broke it right up in there, egg and all, for calcium. So I thought that was a pretty good idea. So that's what those white specks are. I was able to find some cookie cutters at, I forget what shop. That was a big help. While I was out and about shopping. I don't really know how much I use the other two. They're pretty good size, but mostly just wanted the dog bone. I tried this before. I laid it out, rolled it out, and then put it in the oven, and then tried to cut them. Didn't have that much success with that, so that's why I'm going to do the shape beforehand and see if that's going to work out a little better for me. Previously I did this and took them into work and handed them out, so I can potentially recoup some of my brew funds and give some all-natural dog treats out at work. Ideally, I want to get a couple sizes of these cutters. I really don't want to make them all the same size like this. I want one about half of this size too for obvious small dogs. So now we'll pop these out, put them on a tray. I'm going to try to use this air tray because all we're doing is drying it out. So hopefully that'll help maybe dry it out a little bit faster, letting the air circulate through them instead of just the one side. Since shooting this video, I have made some changes in my equipment to try to get the most out of each run of biscuits as I can. First things first, I want to say thanks to Bobby Meyers for putting up the great video. I utilized her recipe, which includes 4 cups of spent grains, 2 cups of flour, 1 cup of peanut butter, and 2 eggs, shell and all. I double that, and that allows me to make about 80 dog treats a run. I utilize a pretty big cutter, so I'm actually looking for a smaller one for the small dogs, but I was having problems with the pans, so I headed to a local restaurant supply, and I found a full sheet pan. Unfortunately, these don't fit into residential ovens, so through conversations with Mike and Erica and a little help from my buddy Chris, we were able to come up with this design. We used a jigsaw and then bent this edge up so that it would maintain its structural integrity and not warp under the heat. So another conversation I had with Mike was I was looking for a little more consistency. I was having problems with thicker treats and thinner treats and time cooking and whatnot. So I wanted them all to be the same. I was looking for something 1/4 inch. This was the first attempt at it. This is actually a PVC doorstop. It's a little bit thicker than 1/4 inch. But I'm gonna still use this for the large dog treats that I'm going to be making, and then Lowe's also carries something that is like a molding that's PVC that is 1/4 inch. The PVC is just great because that way you can clean it off in case you get anything on it. You just place it on either side of the dough when you're rolling it out. Let the roller run on this as a track, and that way you can maintain your consistency if you're not really good at that. Obviously I'm not a baker, so this was my first attempt at it, so it's kind of like training wheels. So by using the whole shell, I did it the first time and just broke it up in there by hand with a spoon, and I've got these huge chunks of eggshell. So I didn't really like it when I was giving them away as samples. People always ask me, what was that? Because it burns and doesn't really look good for presentation. So I went to the cabinets and found that we had a magic bullet. So I placed the eggs right in here. I mean, maybe you have a blender or something else that you can utilize, but it really breaks those shells up really, really small, and gives you kind of like a little speck in the dog treat that obviously if you ever eat one, you won't be chewing on shell and tasting that. So on the flip side of that, when I was giving them to my dogs to begin with, I saw a lot of that shell as I was picking it up. So I haven't seen as much, so I think they have an easier time digesting that smaller shell than the large chunks. So I hope this helps. I hope you can use this on your future brew days and maybe get some of that money back for ingredients. All in all, it's a pretty cheap deal to run out the biscuits, and if you can keep your consistency and come up with a common weight, then you can sell them to friends and family, and people love the organic dog treats. So I guess all that can be said is thank you for watching, thank you for subscribing, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please do, because we got some good stuff coming up in the future. So grab a beer, the weekend is near. Thank you guys so much. Have a great Homebrew Wednesday.